We live in the most exciting time known to man. Think about it. If you wanted to impact 1 million people's lives just a couple decades ago, 100 years ago, you needed to be the emperor of an empire. If you wanted to impact 1 million people's lives just 80 years ago, you needed to be a prime minister. Today, you can impact 1 billion people's lives from your pajamas in your bedroom. This is the biggest opportunity for us to create a moonshot. So my question to you as a person or as a business is, what is your moonshot? JFK coined this in the 1960s, where he gave the speech that we will put a man on the moon without having any technology to do so. But he created a moonshot. So let me tell you what it takes to create a moonshot. It takes two very distinct things. First and foremost, you need to understand why it's becoming so easy to create a moonshot. Thanks to these 4 gentlemen and their businesses who are putting thousands of satellites around the earth to give us all free, fast Wi-Fi. So what the stats look like is in 2012, there were 1.2 billion people on the internet. In 2020, in just 2.5 years, there's going to be 5 billion people on the internet. By 2023, there'll be 7 billion people on the internet. That is the biggest market ever known to man. And in order for us to get ready for this, the first thing we need to do is to find out what our internal voice is saying. Are we coming from a victim or victor mindset? Are we coming from a blaming or creating mindset? Just like Alex said earlier, is what is going on in this roommate inside our head? Is he making us excited about the future, or is he making us scared of the future? Imagine our heroes came as victims. He would be saying, we're in serious shit. We better sort this out. And of course, Madiba would be coming out saying, let's burn and fight. But they didn't do that. They came as victors, and they changed the world. They created moonshots. He had a dream, and he changed equality around the world. Mandela did exactly the same, changed our world and became a world hero because he came of a victor mindset. And victor comes from us becoming aware of this voice we have inside our head, the way we use language, whether we're excited about the future or we become victims of it. Once we become aware that we're in victim or victor, the next step is, how do we build charisma? Because charisma is really the superpower that gets to move people. And I can teach you how to create charisma. There's 3 steps to creating charisma. Number 1, you need to be aware and present. There 100% for whoever you're talking to. Secondly, you need to be powerful, comfortable in your skin. And lastly, whoa, come back here. And lastly, you need to be warm. Because if you're not warm, you're not going to get anybody to move for a long time. So imagine you're aware, powerful, and cold. You'd be arrogant. But in order for you to be charismatic, you need to have these 3 pillars in your personality and be aware that you're bringing them forward at all times. This is one of, I have no idea what's going on with my clicker. So Barack Obama is one of my heroes, and he's one of the most charismatic leaders that we have around, and it's his warmth that gets to move a lot of people. So once we've dealt with the internal strategy and what our internal voice is saying, we've got to focus on the external strategy and understand how we are dissecting, contextualizing trends that help us understand the future. And once we do, and we see that industries around us are being affected by the digitization of everything. And when something gets digitized, the 5 Ds happen to it. It becomes digitized, dematerialized, demonetized, democratized, and disrupted. This has happened to photography, to music, to books, to movies, and it's continuously starting to happen to industries all over the place. So if we have to get ahead of ourselves and make sure that we're becoming ready for this future, we need to understand what happens to industries when they become digitized. As consumers, what we start craving are the 3 main needs that we want from businesses. We want businesses to talk to us as personal human beings, and we want businesses to tell us that we can trust them and escape into their worlds. And finally, we need to get businesses to become as convenient as possible. When we understand this, we're able to create and understand the trends that are affecting our businesses. And in order for us to be innovative in our businesses, we need to understand trends. And if we need to understand trends, we need to understand the needs that are shaping these trends. When we understand these trends, we can start transforming our businesses. When we transform our businesses, we need to contextualize and categorize the trends that affect our industry, our consumers, and our employees. This makes us very powerful. It makes our companies look into the future with bright, excited eyes. Let me explain to you how one industry has been transformed radically. Let's take the humble coffee bean. The coffee bean was just the coffee bean. And then Nescafe thought we're going to create a product out of it. Then Lavazza said, hang on a second, we're going to create a service out of it and serve it in restaurants. Then Starbucks said, hang on a sec, we want to create an experience. But none of them transformed coffee. The company that transformed coffee was Nespresso. They changed the way we store coffee, what coffee we expect at home. You invite somebody to your house and offer them Nescafe, see what they say to you. So what happens is, in order for us to create moonshots, we need to have an internal voice and an external perspective. We need to create a victor mindset and a trenovate strategy. And when you have these two combinations, what happens is you become the new type of billionaire. You want to know what the new type of billionaire is? Is affecting 1 billion people's lives positively. You want to become a new billionaire? Tell me, what is your moonshot? Thank you very much.